A top Cardano developer says ADA will surprise a lot of people this cycle. Now, as someone who's held ADA for many years, I'm stunned and I'm dying to know if he's right. So, what's going on here? Why are smart people suddenly so bullish on Cardano? Now today, I'm going to be taking you on a little personal journey through this crypto mystery. We've got a prominent YouTuber calling $2 ADA a no-brainer, and even wilder predictions floating around. There's also a new project that I got involved in that might actually be a game changer for Cardano's future, but more on that in a bit. Stick around here because by the end of this video, you're going to see why I just doubled down on ADA in a way that I never have before. Oh, and if you enjoy learning and talking crypto, then you can join our free educational Discord server. The link is in the description. It's a great place to share insights and get updates on projects like Cardano. Okay, let's start with the obvious. ADA's price action. Now, it has been pretty... Well, it hasn't been pretty lately, has it, right? A lot of this week, ADA has been under some bearish pressure. Now, in fact, it slipped around 4% in the last 7 days at the point of recording. It's not exactly inspiring, right? And yet, despite that kind of discouraging performance, the Cardano community vibe is insanely optimistic. It's almost surreal, like everyone collectively decided that this slow grind is just the quiet before a huge breakout. Enter developer comments, right? Now, this came from a Cardano developer known as 𝗗𝗀𝘀𝗰. Now, he literally said, Cardano will surprise a lot of people. Now, in the current market cycle. Now, what does that really even mean? Well, 𝗗𝗀𝘀 expects ADA to outperform people's expectations before this cycle actually ends. And considering many believe that the cycle's peak will be around December of 2025, that implies that he's seeing something big happen in the next few months. So when I read that, I kind of got chills. I mean, a dev wouldn't stick his neck out on the kind of bold claim like that for no reason, right? Well, part of me felt a little bit validated, like, yeah, someone close to the project sees the potential that I've believed in. Now, another part of me, though, was all right, I hope is not just high on hopium. But 𝗗𝗀𝘀 isn't the only one making bold calls, right? You had Austin Arnold from Altcoin Daily, one of the biggest crypto YouTubers, predict ADA is going to $2. Now, to him, reaching $2 is, quote, obvious. Now, $2 might not sound unbelievable at first, but if you think about it, ADA is around 79 cents at the point of recording. So hitting $2 means nearly 152% rally from here, pushing ADA's market cap to roughly $72 billion. That's a serious leap for an asset that's been, well, sleeping for a little bit. I'll be honest, right? Seeing ADA under $1 again had me itching to buy some more. I was literally on my Blowfin exchange app, just eyeing the price. Here's a quick disclosure though, the Blowfin is one of the exchanges that I use, and I do have an affiliate link that's down in the description. That means that if you sign up and trade through it, it actually helps support the channel here at no extra cost to yourself. Anyway, I was hovering over the buy button thinking, is this my last chance to buy before a big run? Now, if you think $2 is optimistic, get this. Within the Cardano community, $2 is actually considered conservative. I kid you not, right? There are people tossing around some predictions of $5, $7, and even $10 ADA, which actually my own analysis kind of points towards. But here's an interesting take, right? For example, there is an AI model, DeepSeek, that apparently projects ADA to be around $7 by the end of the year. And a well-known Cardano stake pool operator even envisions $10. Now, those numbers, they might sound insane, like insert a meme kind of insane. That's illegal, right? But even I had a hard time processing $10. You know, that kind of leap is pretty insane. It feels a bit like 2017 or early 2021 all over again. People were kind of slapping giant price tags on every single crypto. Now, it's kind of like kind of talk, I guess, where you either laugh it all off, or you secretly hope that they're actually right while publicly saying, nah, there's no way. And what does the kind of wider community even think about it? Well, 88% of CoinMarketCap voters are actually bullish on ADA right now. Only 12% are bearish. Now, the crowd sentiment is heavily skewed to "we believe." That's both exciting and a little bit scary, right? Because when everyone's on one side of the boat, you've got to wonder if it will tip. So I found myself asking, why are so many people this bullish? Is it pure hopium, or are there real reasons behind it? Now, this led me to zoom out and take a look at the much bigger picture. One huge factor is the overall crypto market cycle and, weirdly enough, regulation. Right? I enter Charles Hoskinson. This is Cardano's founder. Now, in July, Charles made a prediction that got a whole lot of attention and some eye rolls. Right? He said a kind of gargantuan kind of bull run is coming. Right? A Giga Chat. His words. Right? Not mine. Right? Now, according to Charles, we could see Bitcoin hit $250,000 with trillions of dollars following into altcoins. Now, if that does happen, well, pretty much every solid project, Cardano included, would skyrocket by sheer market momentum. But Charles didn't stop at wild numbers. He pointed to specific catalysts, right? The Genius Act and the Clarity Act. Now, these are pieces of US legislation aimed at crypto. The Genius Act, which actually deals with the stablecoins, actually got signed into law in July. So that one's actually already in the bag. The Clarity Act is still under review in the Senate, but a lot of people think that it could pass this year. So why do these matter? Well, it's because if the US provides clear rules for crypto, big institutional investors, the ones with trillions of dollars, might actually finally feel comfortable jumping on in. Right now, many of them have been sitting out due to regulatory uncertainty, right? Nobody wants the SEC on their back. But if clarity comes, it could open the floodgates for a new wave of capital inflows into the crypto market. And guess what happens when trillions, or even if it's just billions, pours into crypto? Coins like ADA, large cap projects with real communities, could benefit in a massive way. Suddenly those $5 or $10 predictions, they don't sound so crazy if a tsunami of new money floods in and Cardano grabs a massive chunk of it. If that scenario does play out, exchanges are going to get swamped with activity. As someone who trades occasionally, I can tell you that the volatility will be off the charts. And on that note, if you're looking to trade during the chaos, BitGet is another exchange that I sometimes use. I have an affiliate link for BitGet in the description as well, which does support the channel too. No matter where you trade though, be smart and avoid the FOMO. Things can get wild fast in a bull run, so have a plan and stick to it. Now, a reality check time. Regulatory clarity, can open the doors, but it doesn't automatically crown Cardano the king. It just means that the whole crypto party gets bigger. Now, Cardano will still need to prove itself to seize that opportunity. That brings us to what Cardano has actually been doing. And this is kind of where my personal story gets even more interesting. See, I didn't just sit around twiddling my thumbs waiting for Cardano's ADA's price to moon, no. I started exploring what's actually happening on the ground, in the Cardano ecosystem and even related projects, and that's how I discovered Unity. Now, you might not have heard of Unity or Unity nodes, and I hadn't either until recently. Now imagine this, using your smartphone to become a mini cell tower and earn crypto for it. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's basically what the Unity nodes let you do. It's a project that ties into Cardano's broader mission through World Mobile, which many ADA fans will recognize. In simple terms, Unity provides decentralized telecom services to carriers and rewards people for participating, right? Instead of mobile network infrastructure being 100% controlled by big companies, anyone can contribute with their mobile phone, right? Unity uses an app on your smartphone to offload some of the network's work to you, and you get paid in crypto for it. They literally tie real-world telecom demand to community rewards using blockchain technology. Now, when I first read about this, I had a big holy smokes moment. This isn't just another DeFi yield farm or NFT collection, no. It's a real-world impact kind of stuff. And it aligns perfectly with Cardano's vibe of banking the unbanked, connecting the unconnected, and all of the good social impact ethos. I got so intrigued by it, I decided to get involved. I purchased a Unity node myself, which came with 200 licenses. Yes, I put my money where my mouth is. Now, it wasn't cheap. It cost a few $1,000s, not gonna lie. But I see it as both an investment and an experiment. See, the Unity node is basically a package. You get a special NFT that represents your node, plus 200 licenses that your node can distribute to devices like smartphones. Now, those licenses allow your phones to join the network as Unity license operators, essentially acting as a little network nodes themselves. It's kind of like owning a mini cell tower that then franchises out 200 smaller hotspots, right? And because it's all on the blockchain, both the node and the licensees, are actually represented as NFTs that I can truly own. Now, the Unity network is just rolling out. The mobile app isn't live just yet for the public, at least as of speaking, so I haven't been able to fire up my node just yet. But the plan is that once it's live, I'll connect some devices, maybe I'll start with 10 or 20, and maybe kind of convince a couple of friends to join in too, and see how all of this works out. I'll put something right here on a desk, get rid of the bonsai tree, that kind of thing. And it's supposed to reward us for handling calls or data through the community network, and do some verification checks. We'll see how it all goes in practice. You might be thinking, why on earth are you telling me all of this? Well, because it actually shows the kind of innovation brewing around Cardano that most people probably outside of the bubble have no clue about. While many are just fixated on the price, there's an entire movement of people building real infrastructure and utility. Now, Unity nodes might or might not succeed. Who knows, right? I'm fully aware that this could flop, but the point is that Cardano's ecosystem is alive and it is kicking in ways that you don't always make the headlines. And personally, being part of something like Unity makes me even more bullish on ADA, beyond just the price charts. It's even given me tangible connections to the network's success. Now, if Cardano's vision succeeds, it's not just that my ADA might go up in value, it's that I'll have helped build a tiny piece of a decentralized network. How cool would that be from some kind of like geeky perspective anyway? But also really important to note that you get a choice of how those crypto rewards are paid to you. You can take Bitcoin, Ethereum, or, if you prefer, you can even use your Unity node licenses to earn ADA. Yeah, you could earn Cardano's ADA using a Unity license. So that's my plan, to stack even more of some of these top cryptocurrency assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano's ADA, and others. Now, this might just shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile and you could lose all of the money that you invest. You should always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. After all, your investments are entirely your responsibility and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses, and this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right. That was the disclaimer. It had to be said. Now, what's the verdict here? Do I truly believe ADA will surprise everyone in this cycle? Well, I'll put it this way. I'm more excited and more confident about Cardano today than I have been in a long time. At least since I first bought in, back in 2020, by the way. But not because of one developer's tweet or one YouTuber's prediction, no. But because of all of these pieces that are actually all adding up, right? Core development on Cardano has continued steadily. Smart contracts, sidechains, scaling solutions like Hydra. It's all moving, right? Sometimes maybe slower than we actually wanted, but it is moving. Right? The community is engaged and building real stuff. The regulatory climate might finally be turning from foe to friend, and the wider crypto market sentiment is actually improving as we head into 2026. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Maybe the global economy tanks and crypto winter just drags on. Maybe some critical bug or setback hits Cardano. Knock on wood that doesn't happen. You never know, right? And you always have to consider all of the risks. That's kind of why I'm not betting my life savings on some kind of wild price target. What am I doing though is actually staying on this ride. Now I've come this far with ADA, through the ups and the downs, and I'm sticking around to see how this story unfolds, or rather, where it goes next, since in crypto, the story never really ends. If ADA hits $2, I'm going to be thrilled, but not shocked. Right? If it goes beyond $5, $7, $10, I'll honestly be a little stunned. Even as a kind of believer, and with my own analysis moving in that direction, seeing it will be something totally different. And if it somehow just stays flat or even just fades, well, I'll be disappointed, sure, but I have enough conviction in the tech and the mission that I would view it as a longer delay and not a dead end. I guess the only outcome that would truly surprise me would be if nothing happens at all. If 2026 comes and goes and Cardano is still just trudging along at the same price with the same kind of level of interest. That would make me question things. But right now it feels like the moment in a movie where all of the kind of plot lines start converging on an epic finale, right? We've got market cycles, the regulatory angle, the tech developments, the community projects, the investor sentiment, they're all converging. Maybe that finale will blow everyone's mind. Maybe it'll be kind of maybe not anywhere near the expectations. But either way, I'm going to be here for it, popcorn in hand. So, to Phil's point, will Cardano surprise a lot of people? I think yes. Perhaps it already has, just not in the way that people maybe expected. Right? Cardano has been slow burn, right? It has been the tortoise in a race full of hares. The surprise might be that the tortoise is about to sprint, powered by all of that steady progress under the radar. Or the surprise might simply be that there's still here or that it is still here and it is still thriving after so many even wrote it off. As an ADA holder, I feel more confident now than ever that holding through the hard times was actually worth it. And even if you're not into Cardano, the broader lesson here is that patience and doing your own research can pay off. Sometimes the market takes a while to catch up with, of course, those fundamentals. All right, I've rambled on long enough. This has been my kind of personal take on what's happening with Cardano and why I think something big could be around the corner. Maybe you found it informative. Maybe you've enjoyed witnessing my kind of crypto enthusiasm. Either way, I appreciate you being here. If you've enjoyed this journey with me, then please consider smashing that like button, subscribing for more. I've got plenty more stories, experiments, and updates to share with you all, so I'd love for you to be part of that adventure. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.